So I guess a lot of people just ask me now that I have this iPad Pro, like, hey, do you even use your old MacBook or do you even use your old iPad anymore? And I guess I just wanted to answer some of those questions here, just because this iPad really has replaced both of them, honestly. And I just wanted to show how, and hopefully some of you guys get some help from that, making the right decision when you buy something new to replace your old items.
Now, honestly, when it comes to the old iPad here, it really started to lose almost all of its capability here towards the end. So like, if we go into the App Store here and we try to even try to download an app, if this store opens, you can see what I'm talking about with how long the store takes to open. So I'm not trying to buy anything. Let's just get HBO, and if we can, try to push the old download just to watch some HBO, and it's unable to purchase because it's not compatible with the iPad. So obviously the only things I'm really able to do with this now is use it for web browser, YouTube on the web browser only, which if it loads, who cares? You can see I just let it basically run now for my cats to watch their little videos of cats and stuff, little mice and squirrels running around, so that they have something to bat at. The only thing I do have to say that I'm hanging on to this thing for is that it does still work very well as a little POS system. So like I sell t-shirts and little ashtrays and like my comedy special, things like that. And this works great. Like if you bring it to a comedy show and you want to sell some stuff afterwards, you can take credit card with this, or you can just type it in, obviously, like that. You can even use it to accept cash and keep track of all your expenses and your income, so that when you're coming around to tax season, it's not a complete pain in the ass. So you can see like it's just all right there, and yeah, it's a really nice little system here. Other than that, honestly, this is pretty much dead technology at this point. Nothing really works. You can see none of the apps are really there anymore. And you know, it did serve its time. It honestly, this thing's from 2012. It did its best out here. She's wheezing. She's like, boss, I'm tired, but here she is, still here. So let's just move on. This thing is from 2011, and this thing has got me through college. It got me through after college. This was in high school. This thing's a beast. It still has a spinning hard drive in it, but it did very well for me. The only thing is it just isn't very fast anymore. I mean, it's just got a very old processor. It's only got like 4 gigs of RAM in it. It doesn't have the capability to just get up and go. Like, while we're even talking, we'll see if this even can load in a reasonable time. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. But you know, when it comes to needing computer type situations, like sometimes it's very nice to have a physical keyboard like this, you know, to actually type on. It's not very easy when you have just like a tablet keyboard or like a touch screen if you're trying to actually type some things out. So that's why, you know, this has been, I'm not even going to wait for that to load, it's just going to take forever. That's why I kind of hung on to both of these old relics here, just to get through basically until I got something to replace both of them. And obviously the pandemic did not help on the finances, so that is why it took me just a little bit of time to get through and replace these things. So obviously now I just went ahead and got this to replace both of them. This is the 516, I think 512 gig model, which is 8 gigs of RAM. So this has more RAM than both my old iPad and my old MacBook, which is a MacBook Pro, by the way. And right now it's just on this little artist stand, so I can use it. I was just editing the thumbnail for this video, and in the video, or in the thumbnail, you'll see this guy. This is a little case that I had for it. It has like a little separate keyboard because I didn't want to spend $350 on an Apple Magic keyboard. The magic is that it costs so much money, and we're all willing to spend it anyway. That's the magical part. So I went ahead and did not. I just, honestly, this thing itself was, I don't even remember how much. It was a lot. And after spending that type of money, honestly, I figured they should just throw in the keyboard anyway, since all the advertisements have the keyboard and the pencil. And I mean, dude, this thing right here was not cheap, but it's very, very nice to have. This is a very, very great stylus, and if I could, out of all the styluses I've ever used ever, that's probably the greatest one ever. It just clips on the top like that, and it's just fantastic. And this one here is actually the model, as you can see right there. That's a 5G antenna, and that's another 5G antenna. So the tops and bottom of this one have the 5G antenna. As I'll just look around so you can see the edges. It's very clean, very smooth. Honestly, it's just a great all-around product. Apple obviously goes out of their way every time to make just smooth, awesome objects, and so this one's obviously no exception. And I'm a big fan of it. Whenever I need to type something, just plop it in the old case. You don't even need to, honestly. If you're working on the artist stand and you need to type something down, you can just take this off, bring it over here and quick type something. Or one of my favorite things about this is you can go ahead and actually just take the pencil, and I'm just gonna go into this guy here, and it's great because it's all of your little pencils and stuff. Sorry, over here in the library, you can click through all these little guys, and you know, here I'll click on this. That's mine. So if you get some red, you can change it right down here to a different color. I don't even remember. I think this is just called like. And I think I just got some layer situations going on. I mean, oh god, unhide the layer. Let's go. Oh, whatever. We'll just scribble on that. So that honestly, it's awesome. And then if you just double tap, you can change it over to like something else, like the eraser. Here we're just gonna erase it quick, and you can actually erase anything with the eraser. So including this little background that I typed up. So anyway, honestly, yes. So in my opinion, this does replace both of those technologies for me. And I'm very happy with this piece of technology here. It was expensive, but with Apple, you get what you pay for, and everything that I've used this for so far has been just A-okay. A lot of other YouTubers that I've watched have just kind of been upset that it's not fully capable, like because it's got the M1 in it, and it's not fully capable of running full like side loads and stuff like that.
It was never meant to. I mean, it's an iPad Pro. It really, I mean, you have to get used to the fact that this is not a PC. You know, if you understand that this is not a MacBook Pro and that it is an iPad Pro, you're going to be fine. Because you have to just realize that it works differently. You're not going to be able to use all the standard programs that you've used in the past. You're going to have to change them up and find an app that works relatively the same way. And now, honestly, most of the programs you would use on your MacBook, I mean, it's in here now anyway. You can use it on the iPad Pro. So, I'm really content with this, and I hope that a lot of other YouTubers are hopefully come around to liking it too. If they don't, it's on them, honestly.
If you guys have anything that you'd like to add to this, that'd be great to listen. Obviously, I'm still kind of a novice when it comes to everything, but I'm very excited about all the new technologies going on, and yeah, thanks for listening.